Hello everyone. I'm here in Little India in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I happen to have found a very good, in my opinion, a very good Indian restaurant. It's very inexpensive. Basically, I'm eating vegetarian food, and so this is a foodie video where I'm gonna give commentary about what I'm about to eat, and just in general, being here in Kuala Lumpur in Little India. I think this is my first time ever here in Little India. I've been to Kuala Lumpur several years ago, but I'm not sure if I've ever been to Little India before, in Kuala Lumpur, in KL. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this look-see here. Okay, so quickly here. This here, pardon my mispronunciation if I mispronounce it, but that's chapati, this is roti, this is potatoes, and this is green dal, and then this is of course rice on I believe that's a banana leaf. So, oh yeah, and as proof that this is inexpensive, here's my receipt. That says six ringgit, and you can read the top of the receipt. It says Little India, Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so anyway, this is a foodie video. I hope you enjoy. I actually really love Indian food, and I especially love cheap Indian food. Inexpensive, I mean, to be more specific. Okay, so I'm gonna be eating the dal, and that's really quite good. They also give me napkins, but because of all the fans, I didn't put the napkins on the table because they might quickly blow away if I leave the napkins on there. Okay, got a napkin. Okay, now, actually, I think I'm supposed to eat with my hands. At least a lot of people are around here eating with their hands. But basically, I don't want to get my hands really that dirty. So I'm just going to use this fork and spoon. And it probably would be, this probably is actually better if I eat with my hands, but I don't want to get the my camera dirty either. So I'm going to try not to eat with my hands as much as possible. Okay, so I just basically dumped one of the roti pieces in the dal. Hopefully that'll give some taste to the roti. And it does. It's quite good. As I mentioned, the chapati, dal, and potatoes, and there's rice, of course. And they give me actually a lot of rice. I might end up not eating all this rice. And there's also some sauces I can have if I want, but probably won't. And this here is water. They gave me water without asking, but it's quite good. And as a side note, this is early November, and one of the biggest Indian holidays, or probably a public holiday as well in different parts of the world, is Deepavali. That's probably the biggest Indian holiday around the whole year. And Diwali is coming up on the 5th of November, I believe. And anyway, as I mentioned, I really love Indian food. And I used to live in Singapore, and I'll be going back soon. in a little over a week. But it's just bringing back good memories being in KL. Oh, no, thank you. I got it. Thank you. And before I leave, I'll show you a bit of the restaurant if I can. Yeah, I mean, this for me, this is just a kind of a perfect kind of a restaurant. It's inexpensive, good food, and you don't get great service. The service has been okay, but mainly I came here for the cheap food. As I mentioned again, I probably should be eating this with my hands, but I'm choosing to eat with a fork. And now I'm gonna mix in a little bit of rice, just because add a little bit of little bit more flavor. Now I want to try some of the potatoes too. I don't want to only eat just the dal or the chapati. Oh gosh, my taste buds are loving this. This definitely tastes like good Indian food. And I found this place just by chance by walking around. I actually walked past a few other restaurants, but some of them were just a bit too expensive for me, or I just wasn't interested in the food. But in any case, this food is really good. And just for a side note, I think I'm the only white guy in here, so some people are staring at me. Mainly just Indian, ethnic Indians in here. But that doesn't bother me. I still love Indian food. I mean to say, I don't mind being, a foreigner. There's nobody like me here. Actually, I love travel. So, but anyway, I feel just fine here. In any case, I believe this place is mainly vegetarian. I don't think they have meat here. I meant to say, I think this place is only vegetarian. Oh, I could be wrong. Maybe this place does have meat. At least just the area I went to was vegetarian, but I think they might actually have meat. So I stand corrected. And just for your information, 6 ringgit or 6 Malaysian ringgit. I haven't looked at the exchange rates. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure this is between 1 1 and 2 US dollars and between 1 and 2 euros. So it's pretty affordable. In fact, I think this is actually cheaper than a meal I got. I've been getting at a convenience store pretty frequently. So you can definitely come to KL and get good Indian food, so long as you don't have super high standards and you don't care that much about service. But the service here actually isn't bad. It's just I'd say it's not the kind of service I would expect if I'm paying a lot of money for food. But since I'm not paying a lot of money, I don't expect hardly any service. And the last time I had Indian food was back in Hong Kong. But it has been quite a while, and I do love Indian food, so. But it's been quite a while since I've had chapati. And if I'm not mistaken, this is South Indian food. And just for your information, Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia in general, it's a multi-racial place. Mainly you have Malay people, which is where I think the name Malaysia comes from. And then you have ethnic Indians, and then you have Chinese, and everybody else. So the majority of the country, at least the largest ethnic group, are Malay people. But in Singapore, the majority ethnic group are Chinese, and then Indians, and then finally Malay. So it's kind of reversed in between Malaysia and Singapore in terms of the proportions. And then, of course, Kuala Lumpur has lots of other races and ethnicities, but the big three are Malay, Chinese, and Indian. So you can definitely get lots of good Indian, Malay, and Chinese food in Kuala Lumpur. And I think I actually got a bit too much food. I don't think I'll be able to eat all of this. And again, as I said before, probably this is best to eat with your hands only. But it's because I don't want to get my hands dirty, so I'm using a fork and a spoon. And this meal definitely brings back good memories because I remember having this in Singapore, this kind of food a lot. And I had been to Kuala Lumpur a few times before. And I'm really glad I came to Little India today. So I had to eat this delicious food and just walk around. Okay, so I think I'm probably done now. I don't want to be a glutton, but also I don't like wasting food. But I think I've got I've eaten as much as I can, I think. Okay, so now I want to show you a bit of the restaurant before I leave. And I've already paid, so I'm fine to leave. And just a quick view of my food again. It was quite tasty. So here's a view of the restaurant. Okay. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, so this was the food I ate. That was the vegetarian food. And okay, so I got one of those, and got one of those, and then I got rice and roti. And I guess that's the rice. And as I stand corrected, there's some kind of meat here, so this place was not only meat, but the food I ate was meat. Or the food I ate was not meat. So this was the restaurant. A bit of the outside here. I'd like to show you some of the surrounding area around Little India. So in any case, this was pretty tasty food. And I think it was South Indian food, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, sir. This is South Indian food, right? South Indian. Okay. Thanks. So, South Indian food, and in any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as a recap, I was eating at this was a South Indian restaurant in Little India, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So if you could, I'd appreciate if you give this a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and finally, if you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Thank you.